Y'all wanna know how awesome my day is going? I literally just recorded this entire video, went to go edit, and noticed that my autofocus was off the entire time. So, it was extremely blurry, so I am back and we'll try this again. Welcome back, y'all. Thank y'all so much for clicking on this video, and if we have not been here before, my name is Tiana, and if you have, well, thank you for coming back. So today I just kind of wanted to touch on a different subject because I do know that in my last video, if you did watch it, I did kind of say that I was going to do a video on clothing budget for my On the Budget series, but ironically enough, it wasn't in my budget. So I'm back with kind of a new idea because I feel like it's really suiting for the way my life is going right now. And I just kind of want to talk about like inspirations and like getting happy and staying motivated and just pushing yourself through life, I guess you can say. I mean, I just want to talk about the few things that kind of keep me going in a sense. So if y'all have anything in specific that kind of helps you throughout the day, let me know in the comments below. I really would love to hear. Awesome, so without any further ado, I will stop chip-chattering? I will stop chattering away and we'll get right to it. So the first thing that kind of keeps me motivated, and it's been something that's been around for quite a long time, and that's Pinterest. I am an avid pinner. It sounds really weird. I kind of build like this fantasy lifestyle of mine that I want for myself and my future, and I kind of materialize it all onto Pinterest. And something about seeing it all organized in different boards and just kind of, I don't know, visualizing the life I want for myself, it really does motivate me. It makes me want to get out of bed and work hard for the life that I want. And I'm fully aware that it is not instant, but seeing these photos of decor ideas, house ideas, family ideas, like children and happiness and all these things that are just such a beautiful life. I mean, that's what I want for myself. And Pinterest is like a really good outlet for me in order to organize all my thoughts and to visualize the idea of a life that I had going on in my head. And seeing it every day just kind of, it makes me have that like jolt of energy of like, I need to get going, I need to get working, I need to get back to school. Like it really does push me through hard times, I guess you can say, because it's like, the moment right now won't matter. If it won't matter in 5 minutes or 5 days, it's not worth my time. And so seeing the lifestyle I want for myself for the rest of my life, that's what matters, the rest of my life, not this very second if I could be upset or something. So having Pinterest, it's kind of cheesy, but it really does help me push through hard times, funny enough. So the next thing that I use kind of ties into Pinterest, and if I don't know if anybody who watches these videos would know what this is, but I use Zillow. Zillow is kind of like a house hunting app, and it has anywhere between apartments, rental properties, foreclosures, for sale, land, and I go on there and I just kind of I house hunt. I mean, it's funny because ever since I was little, my parents would always take me and my siblings to open houses, like from housing developments, and do the model home walkthroughs. And so having Zillow, it kind of reminds me of my childhood a little bit, but it also inspires me because I'm like, these houses are super nice. Like I'll find one that I'll really like, and I just kind of like, I feel like a child for a second because I'm like, you know what, this is like, I'm gonna have my kids and my husband and it's gonna be like such a great life. And I mean, it's silly and it's probably not the healthiest thing in the world, but I do it and it does inspire me, so I keep doing it because I see these homes and I'm like, man, I want this for myself. Like this is the life I want to be able to provide for myself. So it's kind of inspiring because it makes me want to work harder. It makes me want to work harder in getting back to school and starting my own business. And so Zillow and Pinterest are kind of like my clutch, like they come in clutch for me. Like the next thing that I do, I feel like is really important for anybody, and that's before I go to sleep, I write down my goals. That could be long-term, short-term, something I want to do tomorrow, like any kind of goal, anything, everything in my brain that I'm thinking about, that I want for myself, and that's kind of cooped up in my head. I write it down on paper and I materialize it so I can see it. And I do that on purpose, and I've been doing that for a couple years. I have several journals all over my room that are just full of random words. I mean, they're nothing really that organized, except each one starts out, these are my goals. And And I do that because every now and then I'll find an old journal that has goals that I wrote down maybe like 4 years ago. And so I go through those and I take a pen and I'll mark off everything that I've succeeded in. And it feels good because it's like writing down those goals really helps you kind of put it all into perspective, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's just kind of like, it really does help like ease your mind a little bit. So I feel like it's just really important to materialize your goals onto paper. The next thing I do kind of ties into the last thing I said, and that's taking those goals that you wrote down on paper, stashing them away, and then reflecting back on them. And that reflecting back on how far you've come is really motivating, and it really does kind of lift your spirits, because once you're able to mark off all the things that you wanted to succeed in, and you start to see how many things you've actually done, it feels so good. I mean, when I found a piece of paper that I wrote from like 2013, and it was get a better job, buy my first car without any help from anybody. I'm trying to think what else was on there. But it was just like little things, like start figure skating again because I quit when I got injured. It's just like things like that. Like I'm doing that now. I mean, I have all these like things that I wrote down in my like adolescent mind, and it's like, it's crazy because I actually succeeded in it. I bought my first car this past year with my own money, and it's 100% mine, and that feels good. That feels good because there's a couple times where I feel like I haven't really come that far, and finding that paper and being able to sit there with a pen and start marking off even the littlest things of my goals, it feels good because it's like, you know what? I actually have done something. Like I've actually gotten somewhere, and it makes me want to write down more and kind of reach those goals again and just keep doing it over and over again. So that reflecting back is so important because sometimes we really do feel like we haven't gotten anywhere. The second to last thing that I use for inspiration is my collection. So if anybody has seen my On the Budget videos, I have a growing collection of houseware items. And I did that for financial reasons, but I also did it for motivational reasons. Whenever I kind of forget my direction and I kind of lose track of the life that I'm heading towards, like I go and find my collection and I just reflect upon it because I look at it and it's my way of materializing the dream life I have for myself. So having these things in advance saves me money in the long run, but it also helps me, it's like my reminder, I guess you can say. I see these objects that I've collected and it's my reminder that I can't be at home forever, that I need to keep going, I guess you can say. So yeah, it may be pots and pans and cups and glasses, but it's more than that to me. And I don't really know how other to explain that than it kind of helps me keep going, if that makes any sense. So the last thing that I think is the most important inspiration is ourselves. Flat out, no question about it, we should be the major inspiration and motivator, because at the end of the day, the only person who can keep you going is yourself. There's not really, I mean, other people can kind of direct you and push you, but at the end of the day, it's your choice, and it's your ability to move forward is 100% on you. And where you go in life, no matter where you are, I always feel like we always have control over what happens next to us. Like, what you do today can impact the rest of your life. And so I always keep that in mind, that the only person who can get me where I want to go is myself. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really hope this kind of was interesting. I don't really know. But I hope some of y'all can kind of relate to any of this, and I feel like everybody has their own motivation and things that keep them going, and I'd really like to hear y'all's. So if you can just comment down below and let me know whatever little thing that you do on a daily basis that kind of helps you keep going. So with that said, thank y'all so much for watching again, and I will try my best to see y'all next week. We will see. Alright, so like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!